viewers. Welcome to the first installment of Chamber Music Hawaii's online educational series, Chamber Music Matters. Throughout these videos, you will get to meet our incredible musicians and hear about their own experiences as professional artists and what it means to be a musician. As you all can already guess, being a musician does not come natural to us. It takes a lot of work, dedication, and unfortunately, a lot of disappointments. If you're a student watching these videos, or even if you've been playing for several years, we have all learned that there are many ups and downs to being a musician. But through all those highs and lows, we make lifelong friends along the way. And we learn much more than just how to play in tune or how to play all those rhythms. We learn how to become leaders and team players and how to better serve the many different communities that we all belong to. Our first theme will be focusing on the two words courage and encouragement. Courage can be defined as the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, or pain without fear. This is a quality we know well as musicians, whether playing for your lessons teacher or for hundreds of people. It takes a lot of courage either way. Our second word, encouragement, can be defined as to inspire with courage, spirit, or confidence. These two words, courage and encouragement, go hand in hand as you can't have one without the other. To talk about these two words in more context, let's now turn to our first featured artist, Helen Liu. Helen is a violinist in Chamber Music Hawaii's Galliard String Quartet, and she also plays with the Hawaii Symphony Orchestra. Fun fact about Helen, she has two pet parakeets named Cotton and Pear, whom she loves dearly. Hi, Helen.
Hi Jamie and everyone who's watching. It's nice to see you in my practice space. This is a very safe place where I can hone my craft, make silly mistakes, and take risks. Those are ways that I can overcome my fear of performing in public and gain more confidence, because everyone gets nervous, right?
Absolutely. Whether you think you get nervous or not, everyone's body reacts differently when faced with the challenge of playing a difficult passage or when it comes to performing anything in front of other people. It takes a lot of courage. Remind me, Helen, where are you from again? And can you let our viewers know what motivated you to learn the violin?
So this might come as a surprise to some of you, but I'm actually from the state of Maryland, which is known for their yummy crabs. When I was 6 years old, my parents pushed me to play the violin and the piano, but after a few years of studying, I learned that playing music was actually a cool way to express myself and to stand out from a crowd. Like a lot of kids, I was shy and quiet, so listening to music was a way of connecting with myself when I felt like nobody would understand me or when I felt sad. So when I heard a recording of violin showpieces on a cassette tape, I was instantly attracted to the beautiful sounds that were both brilliant, virtuosic, and soothing all at the same time, and it was just simply magical. It took me far away from reality. That sound motivated me to find that voice and that way of expression for myself.
That was beautifully said, Helen. I totally agree that music is a tool we can all use to escape reality and find our own unique voices within ourselves. Sometimes words just can't say it all, especially if you're someone who's more introverted. Now, if you don't mind sharing, Helen, could you share with our viewers what you found scary or difficult as a young musician?
One of the advantages of starting to play music instrument that young is that I was pushed to perform in front of the public at a very young age. But thinking back, I can't remember feeling nervous. But what I do remember is that my mother was very patient with me, and she would help me prepare for these performances so that I could play to the best of my ability. When I was younger, I really wasn't worried about the performances, but more going to the weekly lessons and having to memorize the pieces. Before every lesson, I would get super nervous. I would think, what if I sound bad? What if my teacher kicks me out of the studio? There was constant guilt that I felt because I didn't practice enough, or I didn't know how to take negative criticism very well. But what motivated me to keep going was to just simply make my teacher happy.
Viewers, if making sure your teacher is happy with your progress is a stress for you, you're not alone. As Helen just shared, she was scared to disappoint her teacher, but making them happy was also a point of motivation for her. Sometimes it's not about conquering one's fears, but just changing the perspective of that fear into something that's more positive. So Helen, what encouraged you to get more serious at honing your craft as a young violinist?
During my teenage years, I started entering competitions, which encouraged me to get really serious about music. Before any big event, I noticed butterflies in my stomach, shaky knees, and getting extremely anxious because I just wanted to do well. As I noticed these feelings, I learned to cope and not worry about the things I couldn't control. My mother would always tell me to just do your best, and that was all the encouragement I needed. I was a simple kid. With some luck and hard work, I became concertmaster of my youth orchestra, and that came also with a lot of pressure. I felt responsible for learning my music properly while leading the string sections, and became a role model, which helped me make new friends along the way. So there were some perks. I learned that being prepared for any opportunities and maintaining a positive attitude are ways that I've encouraged myself to grow and adapt as a musician.
I would like to first give a huge shout out to all the supportive and encouraging parents out there. The world would be lost without them. What you said, Helen, about not focusing on things out of our control, working hard, and keeping a positive outlook, while easier said than done, is something we should all try to remember, no matter what we are doing or what career path we choose. So since we are part of Chamber Music Hawaii, what do you think are some of the scariest aspects of playing chamber music?
Some of the scariest things about playing chamber music would have to be, and it's also very rewarding, is the fact that there's a lot of nonverbal communication. When two or more players play together, there's a lot that goes on without talking, such as eye contact, body language, some mind reading, and you name it. The best performances are when there's a connection and agreement between the players, and it shows in the performance. You can tell by how they match motions, breathe together, blend their sounds, or even how they look at each other. Because there is no conductor, players have to be more communicative and expressive in everything they do on stage. Sometimes, even with a lot of rehearsals that are full of agreements and laughter and positive energy, there are times when things do feel off during a performance, for whatever reason. But it takes a lot of courage from each player to push through and finish the performance on a good note.
I wish I could say I've never felt off during a chamber music performance, but that would be a huge lie. Without a conductor there, there's just so much more responsibility on each player within the chamber ensemble. I myself find my courage during those off moments by watching and listening even more intently to the amazing colleagues around me and to the music that they're creating. So Helen, how did you overcome your fear of performing in auditions as well as competitions?
That's a good question. After many years of studying how to play music, I learned that it's important to find a balance of your own thoughts along with the external encouragement. To overcome my fear of performing, I needed a lot of encouragement or pushing from my teachers and parents to enter competitions and take auditions. Even beyond college, it took a lot of courage to find strength within myself to take the next step. Eventually, I became more self-aware of my own strengths and weaknesses and became my own teacher, but it took a long time to realize that. So whatever you put your mind on doing, keep going and don't quit. You will thank yourself later.
Finding courage within ourselves is a lifelong commitment, and as Helen said, she had to find the balance between the external encouragement she was receiving with her own internal courage. Helen, would you mind just leaving us with one bit of advice for a hopeful or young violinist watching?
So if any of you are interested in playing the violin, I would have to say go for it. One of the hardest things in playing the violin or any stringed instrument is making a good sound that's pleasing to the ear. There's a reason why musicians are called small muscle athletes. It takes a long time to train the right muscles to work in an automatic way so that we can just be free to create beautiful sounds and art with the instrument. So once you understand technique and concepts, it is really worth it to just play music by yourself or in front of the public and have fun with your musical journey.
Thank you, Helen, for sharing your own experiences with finding your courage within with the help of the encouragement from others. Sharing and admitting our fears of performing is such a difficult thing for us to do, but we do hope this video helps musicians young and old feel more comfortable in expressing those fears. We thank you all so much for watching this first installment of Chamber Music Matters. Stay tuned for more videos featuring other CMH artists, and we encourage you to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Chamber Music Hawaii for more content. Thank you all so much for watching.